Our next piece is called Into the Blue by Ingrid Stolzel. Ingrid Stolzel is hailed as a composer of considerable gifts who is musically confident and bold. Descriptions of her music include the phrases tender and beautiful, haunting, a feeling of lyrical reflection, a suspension of time and memory. Stolzel's compositions have been performed worldwide, including at the Kennedy Center, in Thailand, in Belgium, and Israel, and at the Festival of New Music at Florida State. The phrase "into the blue" invokes thoughts of a journey into the unknown, an openness toward new possibilities, all accompanied by a playful, adventurous spirit and a big dose of spontaneity. The piece is propelled by the events set in motion in the beginning, and ideas are bounced playfully through the orchestra. The unexpected is embraced, spontaneous detours are celebrated, and we journey together with the music into the distance, allowing events to unfold naturally and fully. Most Just by Johann Sebastian Bach, arranged by James Croft, setting by Benjamin M. Cully. A 16th century text and tune serve as the basis for this setting by Benjamin M. Cully. Stanzas 1 and 3 are set in the light Baroque style trio for unison voices, C instrument and organ, harpsichord or piano, while stanzas 2 feature choir singing harmonization by Bach. arranged by Giroux, featuring soprano singer Kyla Bailey. By the end of this song, you are all going to be so in love with Carole. So in Love was written by Cole Porter for Kiss Me Kate. By 1948, Cole Porter's career looked to have passed its peak. The man whose musicals had stood astride the Broadway boards like a colossus in the 1930s had suffered 2 straight flops and a general critical assessment that his songs had lost their magic. But the critics, as they often are, were wrong. Porter responded by writing Kiss Me Kate, a play within a play about a theater company staging a musical version of William Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew. Kiss Me Kate dominated the 1949 Tony Awards, winning the categories of musical, score, book, and producers. The show delivered one showstopper after another with wit, verve, and in the case of So in Love, breathtaking heartache.
When I'm close
Our next presentation is called Slava by Leonard Bernstein. Leonard Bernstein was an erudite, passionate musician whose exceptional talents and expressive gifts earned him a special place in many hearts. This year marks his 100th birthday, and celebrations of his life and work are ongoing around the world. He was the New York Philharmonic's music director until 1969 and remained a frequent guest conductor until his death in 1990. He also composed music, including the Broadway musicals West Side Story, On the Town, and Candide. When Soviet-born cellist and conductor Mstislav Slava Rostroprovich assumed the post of music director of the National Orchestra in Washington, D.C., he asked Bernstein to help him present a concert of Bernstein's own work. One of the works produced was entitled Slava, a fun and irreverent tribute and welcome for Rostroprovich, who conducted the premiere performance on October 11, 1977. Slava is a common nickname for Russian men whose names contain Slav, and Mstislav Rostroprovich was known as Slava to his closest friends. Slava means glory in Russian. Elton John, words and music by Elton John and Bernie Taupin, arranged by Ted Ricketts. Reginald Kenneth Dwight was born in 1947. In 1998, Queen Elizabeth conferred upon him the title Sir Elton Hercules John. We call him Elton John and know him as a British singer, composer, and pianist who was one of the most popular entertainers of the late 20th century. In his famous concert recording career, he has fused as many strands of popular music and stylistic showmanship as Elvis Presley and has sold hundreds of millions of records. A child prodigy on the piano, John was awarded a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music at the age of 11. He met his major songwriting collaborator, Bernie Taupin, after both responded to an advertisement in a trade magazine. His first British recording success was with Lady Samantha in 1968. His first American album, Elton John, was released in 1970 and immediately established him as a major international star. By 1973, John was one of the world's best-selling pop performers. In the 1990s, John was the first male pop star to declare his homosexuality. With lyricist Tom Rice, he wrote songs for the film The Lion King in 1994, which was adapted into a Broadway musical in 1997. The same year, a new version of his 1973 song, co-written with Bernie Taupin, Candle in the Wind, was revised to mourn the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, and became the most successful pop single in history, selling more than 30 million copies. John continued to release recordings into the 21st century, including Peachtree Road, The Union, a duet album with Leon Russell, and Wonderful Crazy Night. He also contributed soundtracks to the animated movies The Road to El Dorado and Gnome and Juliet. In 2018, John embarked on what he announced as his final tour, scheduled to last 3 years, dubbed Farewell Yellow Brick Road. John was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994 and received a Kennedy Center honor in 2004. And this concludes our performance this evening. We've enjoyed playing for you. We certainly hope that we see you again. And we wish you a safe trip home. And thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to our conductors.